I shall teach you just how inferior your kind truly is.
Hello, people. I say that a lot.
Ready for a chain attack?
Oh,
Yeah, let's do it.
oh, I had a chain attack ready. As you recall from the last part, once again, a load of boss fighty things kind of lumped up on me, so I was like, okay, I'm just stopping there. And I thought, okay, can I chain attack? Can I topple Yaldemolf?
Stream edge.
Oh ho ho ho!
Wow, down.
Okay. We're not finished yet.
Doesn't seem that feeble. You're on the floor. So yeah, anyway. Unfortunately, between parts, I've sort of picked up a little bit of a cold as well, so I'm going to be sniffling and snuffling all the way through this bit, more than usual.
Yeah, well played.
We're counting on you.
Perfect.
Now we're working as one. Don't give him an inch.
Oh, he's going down easy now. I should stipulate that you can obviously see between parts I did a little bit of training. I'm about 4 levels higher than I was before. I did, you know, like all those missions, catastrophe. Oh my god. Oh, okay, it's a non-winnable fight. Right, I get you.
Prepare to die.
Yeah, all those missions that I said I wasn't going to do, I went and did them all off screen and got them all, including all the restoration ones.
I won't let you kill Shulk.
Yeah, Fiora.
You have life. So you have returned. Our grievances have come and gone. But you are willing to lay down your life to prevent me from achieving my dream.
Your dream?
You were the one who said we would live together. Lady Mayneth.
Yes. Mayneth, the villagers, everyone loved you. That is why they wished to live alongside you. It's also clear now, to Mayneth and to me.
So, now I'm level 17, so I can do this
until
stuff.
the day when you would awaken once more and create a world full of light. But you are nothing more than a traitor.
Traitor!
To me, to all those who worshipped you, and to our fallen brethren.
Please, you have to listen to me.
He won't listen.
I will not listen. Your words mean nothing. You have sided with my sworn enemy, and gods can never exist alongside mortals. Mayneth!
Egil!
Kaboom!
Mechonis, it is I, Egil, I, your devoted servant, offer my body and mind to replace Mayneth as your new soul. Take my spirit and be reawakened. Mechonis!
With your wiggly fingers. It's a good job all that stuff's compatible, really. Does the Mechonis have a tail? I don't think he does. Tear it off! You know, I think I mentioned in the last part, or it might have been muted by accident. Oh no, it was the part before the last part. That I wasn't going to do all those missions at the beginning because this place...
The whole city's gonna come down!
This whole city's going to come down! So there was not really any point in doing it, but I needed it for experience, so I did it anyway. And according to some playthroughs that I've seen, you can't actually get back here after it's been destroyed, but you can't warp here. You've got to take the entire route, which means you have to go from the Fallen Arm, all the way across the Mechonis field, all the way up the Mechonis field, and all the way back up to Agarinthia. That's like an hour of travel.
He's gone. He's not here anymore.
There's no time. We have to get ourselves out.
No! I have to find him! Gado!
Pull yourself together. Remember, Charlotte, we've got a job to do. What's gonna happen if the Mechonis starts moving?
But...
What's gonna happen to Juju and Atharon? Gado's a Hom soldier. He wouldn't have hung around here to die. He would have got out.
all right.
Listen to Ryan, he knows best. He's super wise. Oh no! We can't run fast enough. Use Monado's shield!
Gado!
I'm glad I'm on time. Here, it's you.
Gado!
I've fulfilled my promise. Live. Shala.
Oh. Save current progress. See, I think in the last part, if I hadn't have died 3 times on that boss fight, I probably would have had enough time to get to this bit. Let's say save current progress. Look how quick it is! A bit of slow down there.
A sign?
Yes. If a catastrophe were imminent, it would naturally be preceded by a sign.
It can't be.
You know, I think the last time I played this on the Wii, this was actually daytime. I think all the cutscenes do actually respond to what time of day it is.
Are you sure? Victory's in our hands, Your Highness. We must strike the final blow.
Do you not realize where we are?
Sir?
Listen to me. We are on the sword of the Mechonis.
Oh no!
Calm down!
Just hold on to something. Get inside one of these buildings.
Are we too late? Melia, be safe. All units retreat! Immediately! The Mechonis is about to awaken!
Damn it! I was counting on you, runt.
Oh, we're safe.
What's happening?
We're all floaty.
Floating in midair. Fiora, are you doing this?
No, sugar,
Lady
Sherlock.
Nina, you have awakened once more.
This light. Was it you who saved us when we fell from the fortress? Mayneth. Where's Fiora?
It's okay. I'm here too. After all that occurred at the fortress, my soul was exhausted. But I was revived by the cry of the young Homs, by his wish to protect you all. Gado. If he had not acted as a shield.
Ryan, you're going to have to wait a little while to woo that one, I think.
I am sorry.
Gado saved us. Now he's... The Mechonis! Where's Egil?
Shulk, do you
Oh
hear
dear.
it? The awakening of the Mechonis. This is my pain.
Wait a minute.
The pain of my people.
It's raising its left hand that has been cut off.
The Mechonis arm!
But its arm is off. It shouldn't have an arm to grab with.
Fall to your death.
You know what probably happened? Like, the whole fallen Mechonis arm thing was probably like an extra bit they added afterwards.
Sword.
And like, losing the arm wasn't supposed to happen, or something. Yeah, because there it is. It's all. It's down. I'm pointing at the screen again. You can't see me pointing. Look at all those people falling. You could see them better in the daytime. I should have made sure it was daytime before I started this.
Sorry, I can't do it.
Fiora!
That's right. It looks more spooky at night. Good job, Ricky. Bouncy, bouncy.
Where are we?
Close one, but we made it.
Alvis.
You are aboard Junks, the Machina ship.
It was he who informed us that you were in danger. I'm glad we found you in time.
Thank you.
Hey! What a stroke of luck! You're still alive!
Dixon!
Thanks a lot, Dixon, says Ryan. Now we're going to go back to the fallen arm, probably. The arm that shouldn't exist, because there's another one on the Mechonis now. It just grew one back.
So you were unable to stop Egil.
That
Sorry, Father. I have failed you. Vanea, there's no need to apologize.
Yes, there is, child. You
So,
failed.
what do we do now? At this rate, that blasted Egil's gonna destroy Bionis.
Alvis, what happened to the Allied force?
I informed His Highness of the possibility that the Mechonis would awaken. His Highness is wise. He will have acted to minimize casualties.
That's good.
Brother,
There's still millions of them just fell off the arm. You could see them
Fiora?
like rain.
No, you're...
So it is her.
The Mechonis and I exist as one. Egil is using ether energy absorbed from the Bionis to force it to move. There is still time before the Mechonis fully adapts to the ether.
Egil is at the core of the Mechonis. He will be controlling the Mechonis from there. Only by destroying the core will you be able to stop the Mechonis.
But how are we to get there? The Mechonis capital is destroyed.
Father, how much remaining energy does Junks have?
Don't worry. I made sure to fill her up.
On the back of
I
the
gave it
Mechonis
plenty of
is a
gas.
huge
It's
cooling
fueled
duct.
by
It should be
me.
small enough to enter the control core section via the duct's heat transfer conduits. Junks can take us
Yeah,
as
one of them
far as the
places.
duct.
You have our gratitude. We must go there at once.
Then let's get a move on. This one's for Gaddo.
Here, here.
Too right. Gaddo's
Too right.
wishes live on through me. We will fight to the end.
Oh, it's so sparkly. Yes, what we're doing in that scene is we're all focusing obviously on the Monado, right? That's not at all focusing our gaze on anything else.
Then I guess it's almost time to finish this.
What are you planning, Dixon? It seems like you're doing something evil.
When you are ready to depart for the Mechonis, let my father know. I will prepare the vessel.
Understood. Oi! Look at that! What the...
It's moving.
There is little time left. We must stop Egil this time. It is in your hands, Shulk.
I know.
I will probably go right there, but I'm going to go check to see if there is a shop here. I'm going to go check to see if the shop is actually selling anything new first. Where's the shop? There it is. Oh, there are two shops. Yes? What do you want? Come into my shop? Screw you. Oh, it's loads of, oh, oh. Oh, it's just a shop exclusively for... Oh man, do I have enough to buy everything? And then I can just customize it really quick. Probably going to give me a load of even more awesome stuff later. Oh, I've got more than enough money. Aeris drones seem good. Let's see. Aeris drones. One of they? Power goggles. Attack goggles. What? Cool. Speed goggles. Ha! Ether goggles. It's black. Yeah. I don't know. It's just damage heal. Whoa, no. No. Yeah, that's not too bad. Don't think much of the torso unit though. Oh, this is the most interesting thing to do ever, isn't it? Yeah, let's just like give her ridiculous speed. Speed. Yeah, she's in speed mode now, which means she's like unhittable. Look at all this stuff I've got for her. Oh, those look nice. Let's go with those for now. The Uranus drones. Oh, they've got a slot too. Ether defense. Okay. Yeah, this looks alright there. For that. I think she looks good. No, I don't want to talk to you.
What do you mean?
This guy got anything new? Oh, maybe. I think they have got new stuff. Oh. Loads and loads of new stuff. Brave boots good for anyone. Sailor boots, no. Oh. Oh, she loses one. Nah. I do kind of want to give Shulk a new top. It's... Look how much he loses though. My agility goes up, my ether defense goes down 10. Maybe if I put a muscle up on him, he won't be that bad. Just want to get rid of the fact that this top he's had for ages. Make him look a bit more shulky. Now give him a muscle up gem. I think there are some lurking around. Doesn't help a lot, but can I do anything better with the head? I know this isn't the most exciting thing. I've been doing this for a few minutes now. I'm just going to get him a different hat. I'm tired of the way he looks. I'm tired of the way he looks. I'm sure everybody else here as well. Oh, but it lowers everything so much. Gives me loads more agility, but not. Oh, just gonna have to. That'll have to do. It'll have to do. I've got no truly amazing equipment. People who have missions and quests for me. I do not care. I'm level 70. I should be alright for the time being. And if I'm not, well, you all know what's going to happen. I have to go away and train for a while. And then come back and deliver you a new part. Like, I think if you look at the clock here, I think my playthrough time is currently on my channel is at about 31 hours. And this playtime clock is at 46 hours, so I've done 15 hours of training that you haven't seen. All in an effort to help keep this experience a little bit more streamlined for you all. I want to talk to you. All set to go? Go to Mechonis Core. Level 70's got to be a good position for this kind of thing, right? I mean, I was beating Yaldabaoth down at level 70 and he was level 72.
Do my eyes deceive me?
No, it's moving.
The Mechonis is moving.
It's been moving for ages.
Hey, you! I'm warning you! You better not drop me! You let me go, and you'll be doing sit-ups for the rest of your life! Yes, Colonel!
Yay, the Colonel survived. We're so happy. I should have switched the time to daytime. It can't be good for it letting it sit in seawater. Can it really? Oh, we're going to have a nice little moment. Get to see Fiora in her new outfit. At least she's a bit more colour coordinated now.
Linnea!
I'm sorry.
Vanea!
Lady Mayna's thrill to be realized. I had no
I didn't see you
choice
sneak
but
up
to
on me,
use your
all
body.
7 feet of you.
Even so,
Actually, I'm grateful. Thanks to this body, I got to see Shulk and the others again.
Look at those things on her back. I wonder what they
where's
do.
Lady Mayneth now?
What do they
Shall I call
do?
her?
I've got to put her in my party
She
and
is usually
see.
asleep. Maybe she just doesn't want to disturb me. It's an unusual feeling. 2 hearts in one body. It's not every day you get to experience something like this.
I see. That is a great relief.
It's as if I can see into our heart. We each know what the other's thinking, but it's strange. It feels like there's a part of my heart that's hidden. It's the part that holds Mayneth's feelings, and I can't see them. Maybe it's only natural. Everyone has 1 or 2 secrets, right? But I know how much she cares about this world. That's why I'm happy to let her use my body.
Fiora, I think Lady Mayneth is glad that she met you.
Yeah, I know.
So the one thing about that outfit, you can see that Fiora's got reasonably nicely toned abs. You know, she's not like size 1 no muscle. She's got a little bit of ab muscle. It's always nice, it's not bad. Hey, it's we gotta fire that. We gotta go down this trench and fire this torpedo down that small 2-foot hole. Well, that's no bigger than a womp rat. We're being shot at and we're just casually talking inside. La 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 la.
The Allied force retreated in time. Casualties were kept to a minimum.
They only fall down into water, right? Just dive.
All areas are being prepared for evacuation. We can only hope they make it.
We won't let them down. This is one fight we can't afford to lose.
Get up on Ricky, all set!
I think Ryan might have some kind of medical problem because he's always doing this.
We'll go with you. Can't beat strength in
Must be an
numbers.
old war wound.
Really? You're a tough old-timer.
Probably arm wrestling somebody.
The old fossil wants to tag along. As long as they slow us down.
Sure. Let's see who makes it through the battle.
Okay, Disco Man. Forgot his name for a second. What is his name? Dixon. Disco Dixon. Let's go. How can they be such a bad shot? They have billions of lasers and all of them are missing. Okay, there are so many obstructions, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't be able to shoot all the way down there. Oh. We're going up a heat access vent. It's where he farts. Oh. Don't fall. It's a good job they gave up right here. Because this is dead end. If they kept coming, we would have been screwed. Oh man. Sorry, I'm really sniffly.
We're here. Everyone ready?
Ready.
Anytime.
Leave it to Hirupon Ricky.
I love Hirupon Ricky.
Hey, Shulk. What is it this time? Stop worrying and come on.
The Monado isn't at full strength. I don't know if it can beat Egil.
You talking about that apocryph whatchamacallit thing? Don't worry. He's no match for all of us together.
At least the previous encounter allowed us to gauge how he fights. We won't make the same mistakes again.
The core is directly linked to the Apocrypha generator. Destroy the generator, and the Apocrypha field will deactivate, allowing Shulk's Monado to function properly again.
Yeah,
Now
functioning
you tell us.
properly.
I wish you'd said something earlier.
There's no point saying until we got
Shulk,
here.
Did you hear that? Looks like you'll get your wish.
Something's not right.
What?
Egil. He called me Zanza. The same Zanza who devastated Mekonis. What did he mean?
He was just trying to get to you.
I told you before, right? I haven't had any visions lately.
Yeah?
But I still know, if I concentrate, I feel like something will happen, and it does.
Are you saying you don't need a vision to know what comes next? Pull the other one.
Yes,
Man, you're
because
going to
visions are so
scratch your head
believable
from
as
right
well.
hand. What are you on about, Shulk? Stop playing around. Oh. But how did you do that?
I can't work it out. Ever since we came to Mechonis, my abilities have been changing. Why would that happen? If it's true that Zanza used the Monado to lay waste to Mechonis, then... is it right for me to use it? Is what I'm trying to do really the right thing?
Shulk! Shulk!
Ooh.
What's wrong?
No! It's happening to him too! Shulk! Hold on! You alright?
Yeah. It's okay. I'm fine now.
Man.
Your control of the Monado has always been flawless.
So just
It
give
never
me some
crossed
tea
my
and some
mind that
crumpets
this would happen
fast.
to you too. Are you sure you're okay?
Perhaps you are suffering this much because you put all your energy into fighting the effect of the Apocrypha.
Ain't you learnt yet, Shulk? How many times do I have to tell you? If something's up, you've got to spit it out, man. I ain't just talking about visions. I mean, whatever's on your mind. All right?
Sorry. Ryan.
Don't go apologizing. It's my fault for not noticing. Let's get one thing straight. I've still got your back.
I'm still tender and tingly, Ryan. Ah!
Prepare to die. Shulk. No. Zanza.
This wasn't caused by the Apocrypha. It's a completely different kind of power.
Shulk!
What's happening to me?
Things are happening. Oh, just when I think we're going to get the
Glad we
control
made it
back.
this far. But if we don't find the Apocrypha generator soon...
Exactly. The fight against Egil's not going to be easy with the Monado in its current state. And we don't know what kind of toll it'll take on Shulk's body. We have to destroy that generator.
It's up ahead.
A little bit of a
There's a strong energy coming from up ahead.
little bit of
That has to be
glitching
it.
with the voiceovers.
Yes. Then this is it. Egil's gonna be scrap metal when I'm through with him.
Da-da-da-da. There are shops here as well, aren't there? Ooh. Oh, I thought there were one of the shop people in here. Yeah, I think you can run all the way around this area, but you don't need to because there's nothing in here. This is a new area, right? Isn't it? Oh no, this still... Oh, the central fact, yes! I remember the bit when I was looking up when we were trying to find... Oh no, I think I did that offline as well. I was trying to uncover as much of the Mechonis field as I could. But I couldn't get to the top level, and I believe this is the top level. Isn't it? Isn't it? It is, isn't it? Yes. Yes, it is. I could only get to this floor, I think. Or that floor. Somewhere around there. Oh, there's the Apocrypha generator. Yeah. Look down. There it all is. There is the rest of the Mechonis field. All of it. Look at it. Like it's not even like a smaller version of itself. If I could find the right bit. Like, this isn't fake. Like, this is that is not a smaller version of the last area down there. That is the area. I could jump off. I could get all the way down there. I reckon. Do we reckon I should? Just for the lols. I reckon I should, just for the lols. I mean, where's the... Do you think I could make it? Jump off! Oh, maybe it is a smaller version. It doesn't look like a smaller version. Okay, that's enough play. It's okay, probably if I did something like that, there was probably... I wouldn't be surprised if there was some kind of glitch. Like where I'd probably respawn down there and then I'd be stuck. So, yeah. Yeah, because I remember being down there and looking up here and looking at that thing there. And then remembering that that was a much later part in the game. Just gotta be careful, okay? Because look, there, as I just demonstrated, there are no rails. There are no rails. You've got to do it properly. God. So I don't want to overcompensate or anything. Bridge through. Oh, phew. It's down here. I mean, some things do have It's nice some things have things. Oh, that. Oh. Where is that taking me? Ah, see, straight down to the McConnell's field. Lovely job. I suppose if I want to do any training or anything. Cool. Yeah, I remember seeing that before. Okay, let's go up and do some apocryphary things. Okay, let's quickly save that. Yeah, back in the central factory. Oh, stopped just at the right place, it would seem. Millimeters.
Just as I thought. The Monado feels the same as it did before the Apocrypha took effect. No,
it's just a lump of red metal.
It feels even more powerful. The Bionis Monado and this Monado, they have to be connected. Somehow.
Because you aren't here. Not anymore.
Why am I remembering that dream? Why now? Without the power, I can't stop Egil.
Oh, no lip sync.
I have to concentrate. All I have to think about is how to stop the Mechonis. If the Monado does bring about the end, then I know what to do. Fiora.
Sure. What were you thinking about?
I think there was some kind of mistake with the lip sync scripting there because he wasn't talking at all.
It's like that, is it?
Either that or they just added a few lines of explanatory text for the English version, and in the Japanese version he just stood there staring at it.
Talk to me. Huh?
Yes, talk to Fiora. She's a pretty lady.
You can tell any of the others as well. We're all here for you. Don't forget that.
You're right. You're here for me.
Of course. And don't overdo it, okay? We all saw what happened. Is your arm okay?
Yeah, it's not bad. I'll live.
Oi! You two! Is something up?
Stop kissing and come hurry up.
Come on.
Oh, they're running in hand. It's so cute.
Shulk. You can...
Talk to me too. Oh, poor Melia. No. I'm just wondering if there like is a boss fight here. I can Oh, we're going into the Apocrypha. It's like, do I want a different team? Well, this team's all right. You know, just for the sake of it, I'm gonna replace Ryan with Fiora. See how that goes. Obviously, if I fail horribly, I could do it with Ryan. Or I could go back and do some training. We all love that, right?
Machine. Is this?
Yes. The Apocrypha generator.
Yeah, let's trash the thing. We take this out and it's plain sailing for Shulk.
It should be. It is a miracle that you have been able to use the Monado at all.
Hear that?
Are you really all right?
Yeah. I'm... fine.
That is the only response a British person would ever give.
No
No matter how bad Englishmen are feeling, you say, how are you? They're like, we're fine, we're alright. Are you alright? That's our go-to action. We're always fine.
Wait! It's moving!
No! We're too late!
You mean?
The Mechonis functions have been restored!
No! It can't be!
Yes, you puny pests are too late.
Fall back! Everyone fall back!
Oh my god! No! The snowy awesome area!
He's gone and done it. Huh? The Mechonis has struck. Not good. I think it must have hit somewhere on Bionis.
No.
Move out! Don't forget, we've still got a job to do. Right. What?
Oh, okay, here we go. Boss fighty thingy. Maybe.
You're a light.
Take this! Split it! This is the Monado's power!
I know I can.
Behold the power of the
Oh my god!
Monado!
What?
I'll help you.
We can definitely do this! Take this! Okay guys, now we're pulling together.
I feel it too soon.
Getting hotter. Come on, we need you, Shulk.
Yeah, I'm not quitting yet! Pesky thing!
Keeps nearly killing me.
Gotta concentrate. Gotta focus.
Yeah, I'm not quitting yet!
Double blade.
Backslash!
1, 2.
This is the Monado's power!
Thank you.
Come on, Charlotte! We're not done yet! Fiora, don't give up!
Sorry, this isn't the... I feel stronger.
Wah!
Double blade.
We can definitely do this! Take this!
Wonderful to be with everyone. And you too, Fiora.
Monado, lend us your power!
Thank you.
Pesky thing!
Kill counter.
Not good enough!
Shulk! Whoa! That was close.
Everyone, let's go! Let's do this!
See, having Topple now would be really good, but I don't have
Keep it
Topple.
coming!
Alrighty.
Yeah, I don't have enough for that.
The electromagnetic tank. Shala!
I'm on it.
Ow! That's scorching hot. Nice! We were amazing.
We did it! Take this!
Good to go.
This is the Monado's power!
Saw it coming.
Fiora! Nice dodge!
I'm gonna go all out.
Fiora's really good because I don't think she's actually even been hit this fight.
Now I can.
She's got so much agility.
You definitely do this! Take my hand!
Thank you.
Take this!
1, 2.
This will need a mark. Sacred edge!
Now!
Split edge! Stream edge! Get up!
Thank you. Gotta concentrate. Gotta focus.
Yeah! I'm not quitting yet! Backslash!
You're a lifesaver.
Okay, it's nearly gone. Nearly dead.
All together now!
You said it, Shulk.
I think sticking with oh, she fell over again.
My rifle's getting hotter. You're a lifesaver.
Gotcha. Take that, Apocrypha generator thingamajig. Who battle-enabled the Apocrypha generator? Yeah, that seems like a really over Nicky kapow.
Chew on that, Apoca, whatever. We did it, Shulk. Shulk? Oi!
Ooh.
Whoa.
What's happened to the Monado?
It must have changed just as the generator was destroyed. It's amazing.
Maybe just clip it onto nothing.
Next up, Egil.
Can you go on?
Me? I'm alright. Come on, we have to stop Egil.
There goes Brian's arm again.
Back on track. Just like I said. The kid'll come through.
Naturally. Everything is falling into place.
Heh. You can say that again.
But only as long as we remain within the margins of fate. I know not how things will proceed from this point.
Anything could happen in the next half hour. Yay, I learned a new art. Oh yes, silly me, where are items? I could probably level up loads of people's abilities. Look at all those art books I've got. There we go. Right. Yeah, can't do anything with that. I haven't got enough for a buster. I haven't got enough for an enchant. Nah. Oh, no. Let's go into Fiora, because Fiora's probably got lots and lots of buffs and energy. Still haven't got a thing for Final Cross though. Or Air Fag. Mag Storm can go up. Cross Impact. Healing Energy. Just regular books though, not advanced books. Anything for Shala? Don't get anything for Shala. Nope. Rhyme. See, finding advanced books is random, basically. You have to find them as you're going. From enemies, they just randomly drop them. Summon Ice. Oh crap, I don't have any AP. Starlight Kick. Stun burn. No. No. Demon Slayer. Can't upgrade that no more. Yeah, Cyclone. Oh, I suppose I can upgrade Cyclone, can't I? Monado power attacks enemies around a white. The Monado's power attacks enemies all around its wielder. You know, there's this language called English, and I'm supposed to be able to speak it and read it. That's as much as I'm going to have that. Okay, let's save that up. Oh, can I get any... I apologise, I keep going back into... 18 affinity coins. Increases chances of finding rare crystals. Greatly increases ether. Yeah, I'll have that one. I've got no affinity coins. Ha! Healing arts restores... I've got 2 affinity coins. 10 affinity coins. Boosts physical defense when HP is at half. Strength up buff. And that. See, Roy doesn't have any healing arts, so it's useless to him. Greatly grants defense up. Yeah. Well, let's she can give her a no. It's like these people haven't got any affinity coins between each other. I haven't played with melee and I haven't played with thingy. Everyone else is nearly maxed out. Okay. I'm pretty sure they're going to throw... I think a lot of this game devolves into lots of boss fights now. Oh, I meant to change my party. I was going to go for Ryan because I wanted some topple action.
So, you worms have finally arrived.
Egil! Stop the Mechonis! There has to be a way for us to live in peace! There's no reason for us to fight! You must stop this now!
My reasons are clear and truer than yours.
What's that?
Look! It's Bionis!
May the roar of the Mechonis be the wrath of my people!
It's a terrible shot.
How many?
Huh?
How many do you think died in that attack? Hundreds? Maybe thousands?
Egil! You'll regret this!
Brother! Stop this! You'll destroy the Bionis! Let us put an end to our torment!
It ends when I say it ends! I will end up
Egil.
by destroying the world!
You must realize...
I'll destroy the world, of course!
Switch. That's why
There can be no negative repercussions from destroying the world.
Pure nonsense.
Don't point that in my face. See it. Like, point that at me.
This world no longer has a need for gods.
Egil! Stop it!
Face me, Shulk, successor of Xander. I'll crush the Bionis and spread its ashes across the world. Then I'll turn the Monado into dust. Only then will there be peace.
Yeah, I'll do it.
You will perish at my hand.
Shield bullets! Fang! Now! 1, 2, cross it! Backslash! Double blade!
Let's focus our efforts.
Understood. He'll counter. Zero gravity. My rifle's getting hotter. Light heal. Fire.
Monado, lend us your power. I'll unleash all I've got.
Stronger.
Behold the power of the Monado.
Oh good, I've got a topple attack now. That Monado attack does topple.
Stay correct.
Double wind.
All right, I'm feeling it.
Pretty good. That's a good sign, Fiora. Double blade.
What's he doing?
Now one after another. Mad.
Let's focus our efforts.
Okey-dokey.
We can definitely do this. Tasty thing.
Thank you.
Almost. Monado, lend us your power.
How's that?
Fiora,
Fantastic. I'm going to help you out.
behold the power of the Monado.
This is just gonna cool off. Good to go. You're in double.
Okay, here we go. Stream edge. Fiora,
My turn.
Oh, he's immune to break. Oh, what's this do?
Pretty good.
looking good too, Fiora.
Oh, it's what slashy one.
I'm on it. Things are really heating up. Go, Sala. Nice.
Perfect.
We were amazing. Zero gravity. Coming. Show. Fantastic.
Everyone, let's go. I see it.
Oh. Oh god.
We can definitely do this. The Bionis is in danger. I have to destroy the devices attached to Egel and change the future. There's no end to them. Let's focus our efforts.
Understood.
Take this! Yeah!
One nail stalk.
Yeah! All together now!
You said it, so.
Let's focus our efforts!
Okey-dokey.
Yeah! Wah!
Double blade.
Just what I needed!
Sharp as a nail stalk.
Fiora, glad you're around. Ha! How's that?
Show. Fantastic.
Everyone, let's go! This'll leave a mark. Shake your edge!
Haha. Not interested in that future. Oh, gosh, use her big attack.
More enemies! Let's do this!
What the hell am I attacking? Oh,
Stream edge! Fiora!
at my face.
My turn. Mad storm! I'm on it. Now we're working as one. Hey, not so fast.
Leave it to me! I'll unleash all I've got! Yeah! All together, keep it up!
Whoa, that actually killed it in one shot.
Go! Fiora, nice.
Fiora,
That was
that's
great,
great!
guys.
Perfect!
I can do it
On
again!
you.
Here we go!
I did so well in that chain attack, I got another chain attack.
Wah! Fiora!
Okay, my turn.
Use Final Cross.
Sala, I'm on it. My rifle's getting hotter. We're not finished yet.
Got it! Split edge! Keep it up!
Okay, my turn. Hang on, we're not finished. Okay. Metal blast!
Got him.
Incredible! Whoa!
Your voice.
Kill him. Kill him.
That voice. Who is that?
Strike him down.
I will. I'll kill him. 1,000 times.
Don't do it, Shulk.
Yes.
Don't do it. You're better than that, Shulk. You're better than that.
It is what you want.
The good guys only defeat. They never kill.
I'll kill him. For Fiora. For the Emperor. For my home.
You must find your Monado. Are you ready?
Are you feeling hungry, eh? Chew on this, scrap for brains.
Kill a Homs to beat us.
Egil
once wished only to break the circle of suffering.
Until I've scrapped each and every one of you! Maynard, the villagers, everyone loved you. Every person.
Yes.
That is why they wish to live alongside
End
you.
it. The wait
It's
is
also
what you
clear.
want.
To Maynard, and to me.
No! This isn't what I want!
Shulk! No! Brother!
Why didn't you do it? Killing me would have saved your world.
I've forgotten all about that.
Forgotten about it?
I realized that we both share the same pain. Egil, I don't have any reason to kill you.
Even if you do not, I still do.
I know. But I won't do it.
If you do not kill me now, my blade will annihilate every last one of your people. Even then.
I can't kill you, but I can stop your blade. And I'll do it. Over and over again until we understand each other. Okay?
You have used the Monado well. But do you honestly believe you are its master? Mechonis and Bionis once lived in harmony. They coexisted in peace.
I know, I saw the fancy
Without
holograms.
hatred or strife.
Egil, why do you think we were born?
Ah, philosophy. Alas, I'm not very good at answering such questions.
Have you never thought about it? Never contemplated what lies beyond this world?
Beyond this world? Lady Mayneth once said that aside from the Bionis and the Mechonis, this world is filled with nothing but boundless ocean.
But what lies beyond that? We are still young and unable to leave the Bionis or the Mechonis. Say goodbye to our creators, our world. But one day
See, they've got
our
really
descendants
fancy,
will.
amazing
They
technology.
will leave this
It would
place
be
and
like with their
depart on
floaty
new
energy
worlds,
stuff. It would be
worlds
easy
we
for them to get
never
into space.
imagined by strength of their will alone.
Especially, maybe not the Bionis people.
That is
Even though
something
they've
I
got
have
some pretty
never
good stuff
considered.
too.
However,
But certainly the Mechonis
be
people.
a truly amazing sight.
Egil, I wish to see that the people of Bionis and the people of Mechonis live in peace and harmony and take care of one another. I wish this for the future of our descendants.
Yes, I too desire this.
Oh my god, he's smiling. It's so unnatural.
Everybody shared the belief that the prosperity of our two worlds would continue for all eternity.
And
It would have done, were it not for the Monado. The Monado refused to permit the existence of the Mechonis. Or rather, the existence of anything but itself. one day, it took control of my friend, Arglus, and he became Zanza. It was Arglus, possessed by Zanza, who directed his sword at Mechonis.
I don't understand. Does being controlled by the Monado mean you will eventually become Zanza?
The Monado is Zanza. Zanza is the Monado. The two are one and the same. In order to perpetuate the existence of his soul, Zanza inhabits beings of Bionis. But you appear to be different.
What do you mean?
I can see it. How well you retained a sense of self. Perhaps you can break the curse of Zanza. And was that not precisely our wish, Lady Mayneth?
I don't know much about any curse. For now, all I can do is this, Egil. We can live in peace again.
Again? I see. Yes, you're right.
What?
No!
Dixon?
Uh-oh.
You shouldn't have done that. Little brat.
What the fuck? Safecore progress? Oh my god! I knew Dixon was up to no good.
Shulk!
Dixon! Why? Hey, old man! Are you completely out of your mind?
Ah, don't you kids ever shut up. I'm just doing my job, as always. Right?
Who are you?
It's you.
Yes. Now you remember. It's been a long time, hasn't it, Egil? Too long. Huh?
Zanza's disciple.
Zanza's disciple? Egil, what do you mean? Dixon, what are you?
I don't have to explain anything. As they say, seeing is believing.
It's a really amazing gun story.
Witness it with your own eyes.
That doesn't look...
The moment of Lord Zanza's return.
Shulk! Get away from him! No! Ah!
Zanza! I won't let you do this!
Shulk! Wait, who's this guy?
Zanza!
Do not be surprised. Everything in this world is dictated by the passage of fate. As all that exists is interconnected, time can flow only towards the inevitable. That is the vision of which I, the Monado, am the origin. That which will be, will be. This was all predestined. Ever since I came to reside within Shulk.
What do you mean? Zanza grew tired from our battle. And then the High Entia ancestors trapped him. His flesh was sealed away on Prison Island. His soul, and hence the Monado, was confined to Osse Tower
In those ruins? Well, what does this have to do with Shulk?
Did you forget? Who discovered those ruins? Who happened to be there? Who was the survivor we found? And who brought back that survivor?
What are you saying? You planned all this when you found Shulk?
Jackpot.
Somebody please
It's
stab
all
him in
for
the
this
back.
day. In fact,
He's done it to us.
there was never anyone called Shulk to begin with.
What?
My soul existed inside the Monado. It was fated that I be released. It was shown to me in a vision. At last the time finally came, and then...
The people who found the Monado and freed it awoke Sansa. He sucked the lives from them, so he could live. Shulk was among them.
Shulk was already dead! That's impossible! We grew up together!
You grew up with an empty shell. He appeared to live because I became his life force. That is until he had matured as my new vessel and become worthy of wielding the Monado, allowing me to truly awaken.
Shulk isn't real.
Lord Zanza is the soul of the Bionis, but he still needs a living body. Just like Mayneth over there. Huh. Call that corpse a friend? Don't make me laugh.
But why use Shulk? What was it that made you select Shulk as your vessel?
He was there.
There was no particular reason. Shulk merely happened to be there at the time.
There you have it. Anybody would have done. As long as they could swing a sword around, at least.
So then, Shulk's ability to use the Monado...
And those visions that he used to save us.
All because of Lord Zanza. Lord Zanza can see the passage of fate. He simply led you to the inevitable. The destruction of Colony 9. The death of that pompous old high-entier fool. And that grunt Gaddo's miserable demise. All of it.
You evil...
Yeah! There's more. We haven't even got to the best part.
What are you gonna do, Dixon?
Don't you get it? You're just in the way. The lot of you. This world was created by Lord Zanza. By the very Bionis itself. Then you things think you can just spring up all over the place.
All life that is born from me must be returned to me eventually to complete the cycle. For me to continue my existence as before, then all must be restored to its former order.
In other words, the destruction and recreation of the world. Nothing more to it.
First, we must eliminate my greatest obstacle. You, Mayneth. The Mechonis!
No! Oh. The Bionis is alive!
Bionis!
Bionis moves!
I've been waiting. Waiting for this day. Zanza!
There's an arm on the floor and he's still got his arm.
I don't care. I will gladly sacrifice myself to eliminate Zanza. As long as he lives, there can be no peace for us, or for the people of Bionis.
Ha! Then you shall cease to exist. By the wrath of my blade!
Ooh, it's a Super Monado. Ooh, that's
I'll show you the meaning of wrath! What?
It's finished!
Oh, took its head.
Why? Egil and Shulk could put their differences aside.
Meaningless sentiment.
Zanza! Right, now! Yeah!
How could you do this?
It is from me that all life is born. It lives only for me. And it shall be
See, some of these story segments are so long, it really does make me wonder how anybody can make, like, Let's Plays of this game with, like, 20-minute parts. I mean, because that, like, a part would be a cutscene. And you see all these people when they're sort of like, oh, we've got, like, part 120 and something like that. And they're not even this far into the game yet.
So you have finally unleashed your Monado. And there was me thinking you would die with dignity.
I finally understand. The futures of our children belong to them alone. Though we are their creators, their lives are theirs to control. Even if the passage of fate is as you have decided, I will teach you the strength of their will to resist.
Do I have a fight now, or am I
Zanza,
just a cutscene?
if you choose to deny the existence of every living
Nice
being
panning
but
shot of
yourself,
Fiora.
then I choose to fight. To fight for them.
That's right. We won't let you erase everyone's futures.
Oh, am I in a fight? Am I in a fight now? Am I in a fight? You're gonna make me fight.
This battle is mine, Maynard.
Double blade.
Is that all you...
Healing energy. What? I feel
Is
like
that
a
all you've got?
one. Final cross.
Take this.
I feel stronger. 1, 2, cross impact. Double the blade.
Is that all you've got?
Yeah.
Double wind. Your history. Zero gravity. You're out of here.
Is that all you've got?
Can't team attack with anybody, so I don't have a team.
You're out of here.
Is that all you've got? Is that all?
No, so this isn't a fight I'm going to be fighting until the conclusion. Why can't other people help me? Come on, I was winning. Hey, he didn't take his head off after all. It's Dragon Ball Z. Ooh, McConaughey, no head.
Something wrong? Is this the height of your skill? You call yourself a god? And you talk of sharing this world with me? So that's why. The dead boy is important to you. The Homs are nothing but bacteria, clinging to my body.
They are living beings. If you cannot understand this, you have no right to call yourself a god.
And who decides that? A god? Because only a god may decide. This world only needs one god, Maynard. May you rot in that shell for all eternity!
Fiora!
Face me like a god! If not, then say goodbye to your putrid friends!
Cool. Lady Maynard.
such a fool.
This is what I wish. This world belongs to you all. Create a world with no need for gods.
Oh, Egil got to see Mayneth one more time. Assuming you saw her once to start with. Nope.
This is the passage of fate.
Zanza, disappear! He's gone. And things ain't looking good for us.
Oh dearie me.
Let it begin. The ceremony of destruction and recreation.
Oh, that's a bit pixelated from my perspective. I think this is actually this is pre-rendered cutscene-iness. down to 480p. That's unusual. I think that's the first pre-rendered cutscene bit I've seen in this game. It's gone back to normal now. It's gone back to like in-game.
The Bionis. That light. What's happening now?
They must have had some terrible trouble getting that particular scene to work smoothly, so they just recorded it.
I understand. I always knew it might come to this.
Go, Vanea. Do what you must, while there is still time remaining. All hope is not lost.
No! You must come with me.
I, too, have something that I must do. The final wish, trusted to me by Lady Mayneth.
Oh, brother. Melia?
I understand your feelings. Leave it to us. We know what we must do. We will do all we can for the people of Mechonis.
Now go. Shulk can still be saved. Do not let the last glimmer of hope be extinguished.
Egil. Go in peace.
Let's go. We're leaving the Mechonis. Ryan, take care of Shulk. Got it.
He's not dead.
You okay? Yes.
Oh, she's not got her chest triangle. Her Monado.
Good. It still works. The whole place is gonna blow. We must return to Junks via the central factory.
Let's go!
Dun, what about Egil?
He'll fight Zanza to the very end. But we have our part of the bargain. Once he's gone, we're the only ones left. Let's move, everyone!
Goodbye, my brother.
I'm surprised I haven't come across any glasses yet. Usually there's glasses equipment. Oh man. My party is different because I don't have Shulk in my party, obviously. Where am I going? Oh, I see. Alley-oop! Oh, it's just a simple case of just running out, I assume. Unless they're going to throw some enemies at me. Which I don't think that they are. This place is held together pretty well, hasn't it, considering? Bridge to the Apocrypha. Oh. Things. Prism centipede. Oh, be very careful. There are gaps. Yeah, like heck I'm gonna get that. Yeah, this music is nice, but it'd probably be a little bit more tense if like things were exploding around me at this time, but they're not. Well, you know, there were enemies to fight on the way out, but there aren't. Let's get out of here, man. What does this guy want? Why does he want something? Why are you prompting a mission? You seem really talkative. I heard from Vinay that there is a weapon production machine here. Just take them to machine and you can make a weapon for Fiora. A new weapon will come in handy. Are you interested? Oh, okay, fine. He's given me I've got to run all the way back. I can't warp, can I? I've got no warping ability. You're not going to let me do it, are you? Oh, fudging hell. So this will probably be the last thing I do. They've offered me a new weapon! I want the weapon! I've just got to go to the manufacturing facility that's downstairs. If only I could jump! You gotta run all the way down and then all the way back again. Oh god. Don't fall off, I'll have to go all the way back to the beginning. Probably if I'd have talked to that guy at the beginning, I probably could have solved this earlier. Come on then. How long have I got? I've got about half an hour until this part ends. Or until this part has to end. It probably won't take that long to get down there. Maybe just a few minutes. Nothing like taking a really tense situation and where is it? Face maintenance bay. Central tower lift, large Mechon store. Oh man, is that where it is? Oh, I think there are lifts. I can take a lift straight down, can't I? So tense. Where the fudge am I going? Kind of makes me wish I had some kind of like double speed ability here, but I do not. At least I'm such a high level, nobody gives a crap that I'm running around. It's just a little bit boring. I'll probably get this weapon and it won't be any good. It won't be that good a weapon. Yeah, I think it's there, isn't it? That's the control towery maintenance-y place, isn't it? Central gates. Factory gates. I don't know, I just have a little wander around for a while. Oh, what? No, 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 no.
Get out again.
Maintenance wing. I think I might be right. I think that's the thing. Yeah, there it is. Red exclamation point. Warblades. Are they useless? Oh no, that's pretty good. I got 2 slots as well. Rank. Oh, strength up. Can always have strength ups. Arts heal. So, using arts recovers. Why not? Okay, now it's time to run all the way back. I hate it when they lock off areas like this. Now there might be just enough time to get back to Junks and then initiate a cutscene. In fact, I'll probably leave it when I get back to Junks. When we get back to Junks, I'll Oh look, and now it's passed. How convenient. So I have to actually go further away from it to get closer to it. No, but saying you can actually get back here later in the game. You just have to take an incredibly long route. I just hope that gate up here isn't locked when I come back. It's like, why have you locked it? How am I supposed to open it again? It's up here. It's like, please don't block, 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 please don't block. It's not locked! Sorry, it did feel important that I get those. That I get these war blades. I'll keep going because it's probably going to give me an automatic save anyway, and then I'll leave it at that. I've got, as long as I can get into controllable gameplay within the next 15 minutes, I think I should be okay. Careful not to fall. It's another pretty long part. Because I've got to be careful not to make these parts over 2 hours, because they're over 2 hours long. I can't edit out the grey from the beginning because it won't let me. No idea why. God, I hate that grey at the beginning. I wish I knew what was causing it. And I have to edit it off every time. I'm getting a little bit better at editing it off, but sometimes YouTube just throws a paddy because the parts are just too long. Okay. Oh, sorry, sniffy stiff.
Stubborn mortals, so desperate to cling to your pathetic lives, even when there is no hope for you! Don't you ever give up!
No, you said we're clinging to our pathetic lives.
Never. But hear this, Zanza. They will judge me not in life, but death.
Right in the heart bit. Oh, there goes his other arm.
For both our worlds, you must succeed. Lady Maynard.
Oh. where they've all had lots of epiphanies and realizations. You get some scenes.
The Mechonis!
It's been destroyed.
Egil!
Look starboard! What's that cloud?
That's no moon.
It's Telethia!
Oh, fucking get lost, Dixon. Get lost, Dixon. Nobody likes you. Not anymore.
Time for you all to return to the Bionis. Nice and quietly.
That's enough! Why, Dixon? What made you like this? Shulk looked up to you, respected you!
Dixon! Don't let Zanza control you! Wake up!
You can quit your belly aching. I'm in total control. I've always been like this. Ever since long before any of you lot were born.
Before we were born?
Now you get it. It's just like Egil said.
Just push him off.
I'm Lord Zanza's disciple. Dixon of the Trinity!
Oh, it's gonna make me fight. Oh god, it's making me fight!
Shield bullet! I can do it! I know I can! The electromagnetic tempest will swallow you!
I think this part's gonna run over.
Double blade! Now! Go! Healing energy! Fire! You're out of here! Double wind! You're hit counter! Zero gravity! Demon fire!
I need my final cross.
That's right, Dumban. Double blade! I feel stronger.
Come on, attack me, because I'm hard to hit.
Double blade! The electromagnetic tempest will swallow you. Concentrate your attacks. Gotcha. Dunban. Forget about it.
Nicely done.
You can do better than that.
Yeah. Oh, what? I'm paralysed and frozen in place. That is not fair. Come on. My what? Is it what? Did I? Oh, okay.
You waste of space. Not so tough without Shulk, eh? Stupid beast.
I thought I was doing pretty well.
You should be grateful. Not everyone has a war buddy like me to lead them along. Tasted good, didn't they? The victory drinks we used to share.
I'll kill you!
What? Who was that? Show yourself!
Melia, are you all right?
Brother!
Callian! Dixon! He works for the Bionis! He shot Shulk in the back! Is this true? Dixon? This ends here. Your Telethia are no match for our Havres squadron. You cannot win!
Maybe you should be concentrating on your own people, instead of barking at me. Looks like you've forgotten your destiny. Right?
Lorethia! Lorethia! Are you involved in this as well?
Your Highness, your naivety is quite charming, but it is also your undoing. I had much fun playing with you and your father.
What? What is this light?
Cool.
Ether particles emitted so that the Bionis can be destroyed and reborn. What do you get if you cross high concentrations of ether with high entia?
No! You wouldn't! Lorethia!
Awaken, my darling pets!
Cool. Cool. They turn into Telethia.
Telethia! Brother! Lorethia! Let him go! You misunderstand, child. This is the reason why high entia are born. Do not blame poor old me.
Explain yourself!
It's just like she says. The High Entia are a race created by Lord Zanza to eliminate any annoying life forms in the preparation for the rebirth of the Bionis. Their bodies contain a gene that, when the time comes, transforms them into Telethia.
Oh, it's a bit of a slow down.
It can't be. Say it isn't so.
Melia, it is true. That is why you are our only hope.
Brother?
Whatever. We won't be needing a half-breed like you anyway. I mean, if you don't turn into a Telethia, it just means you're gonna get crushed by one. That's the only thing you're good for. Rise up.
If I hadn't spent 20 minutes going back for that weapon.
Bidding. Kill your lovely sister.
I think this part's going to run over and I'm going to end up with some grey at the beginning of the video.
Brother! Just hold on! I'll find a way to save you!
Melia! So sorry. I always placed such a heavy burden on you.
Don't say such things, brother!
But at least I can still shoulder the destiny of our people. The burden meant for you
brings a tear to my eye.
These moments are to be treasured.
Why isn't she transformed? She's a thingy too.
How?
Brother! Melia! Father's wish and the future of the High Entia are in your hands. Yours and Shulk's.
Telethia! Destroy him!
I'm the biggest.
Dixon!
I got it. Too late. Damn him!
No. Yes, I will save current progress, and that'll be the end of this part, people. It was running a bit close there, but I think we've just about made it. I'll re-upload this part, and we will see what happens to everybody in the next part. I believe this is part 20, so see you back in part 21, where we do some more things and try and save the world, I guess. You know, it's not too much trouble. Ah.